Go. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Takan-san. It's me, Ogechi. So, for this video, I'll be sharing with you some of the key things you should do as a student coming from Nigeria or as an international student in general. First of all, you need to make sure that you know what your visa says. Okay, so for me, who am I to advise you? I'm like, I don't know, I am not an international student in the UK, so I can't really advise you on so much international issues or international student rules. However, I can advise you on the things I've observed that people do when they come to the UK and people don't when they come to the UK to study, which makes it difficult for them to settle at times or enjoy some of the benefits that they could have reaped from the country before returning to their country of origin. Okay, so the first thing
I believe you should do, and this whole thing is based on the advice on things I've observed that other students of different nations reap from Britain that Nigerian students do not reap from, or African students, maybe they do not know what they're actually entitled to. So, but before I actually begin what the first or second or third thing is, please do yourself a favor, read through your contract with the university. Read through the things that they've said they are obliged to provide for you. Okay? Read through your student visa. Read through the benefits and things that you can access in the country very well. As I mentioned, I didn't study on a student visa, but this advice is still useful for anyone, even if you're not on a student visa, but for any human being that is coming in to live in the UK or work from Nigeria. And I'm doing it for Nigerians because, oh well, I'm from Nigeria. But this can apply to any international students if they wish to take the advice. So,
first, when you come to the UK, my very first advice for you is to go and register with a general practitioner. Okay? Now, in the UK, the citizens of the country get free NHS care, and this means that they can go to their doctors, complain of any illness or ill health, and be treated for free. As an international student, some of those things are given to you. Maybe in certain situations you may have to pay for it. For example, your prescription. If you are working, for me, I have to pay for my prescription. So to the GP, you go to the GP when you have health issues or mental health issues as well, and go to talk to them, and they will direct you to the right source or the right place. First, they can refer you to consultants or psychologists or counselors. Second, they can help prescribe medicines and get you checked out by conducting blood checks and these other things. If you come to this country legally, there are systems there to support you as a student. Okay, so first register with your general practitioner, and that's a doctor, and that's someone that could help look after you. And the reason why I'm saying this is because my cousin, being an international student where she hasn't done none of those things, and she's feeling all this tiredness and weakness and doesn't know what to do with it. It's my sister that said, yeah, let's go to a doctor and find out what is the problem. So please treat yourself first. Your physical health and your mental health comes first before education. So find out from your university. Second, when you come, go to your student union. These people will give you the best advice that I cannot even give you. They will tell you where to access things, how to access things, who to talk to in your university. They can even help you locate counselors if you do need anyone to talk to. They can help you with financial struggle. They will refer you to this financial, to your finance department. Find out these departments. Secondly, register. What did I say? Register with your student union and benefit from the student memberships. There is discount card called NUS card. I think they still give it out, and this helps you get discounts from shops where you go out to buy things by using student card, the NUS card, to get 10% discount or any percent discounts that the store chooses to give to students. Sometimes up to 20% discount on some products and clothes. So that's the second thing. Get yourself a GP registration so that you can actually use that GP to the registration to use as evidence for other so many things. Second, I said get to know your student union and register with them and get your NUS card, which can help you get discounts. Sometimes you can use just your ordinary student card to even get discounts in cinema and things like that. Thirdly, please register with a bank in the UK, based in the UK. I mean, I know some people that still rely on their Nigerian bank and then try to transfer and do all this money exchange. That's too much now. Go and register with your local UK based bank. Okay, there are different ones: Barclays, NatWest, Lloyds, Halifax, name it. There's lots of different banks. Or building societies as well are also a form of banking system, as well as the post office. So go and register with a bank so that you can get access to your money easier and quicker without having to try to change from dollar to pounds and all those things. That's just too much. Another advice then is that when you do settle, try and make friends that are not from your own country. Because when you make friends from people that live here, they will give you access to things that you didn't know about. For example, I didn't know there was something called a student hardship fund, and this is for students. I think it's mostly for home students, but there may be things that are financial assistance funds and things like that that could help you as an international student. Another thing is get to know your lecturer. I think this is the fifth one I'm trying to mention. Get to know your lecturers. Find a lecturer that clicks with you and understands international students' issues, or someone that's simply empathetic, and get to know them. They'll help you. Someone told me because of their relationship with their lecturer, they got a scholarship to do their PhD and has finished their PhD and went back home. So get to know your lecturers and make friends with them the much that you can. If you are here for a 1-year program, then you have a short amount of space of time to do all this. But if you have for a 3-year degree, then you have a longer period to kind of get these things going, if you know what I mean. So get to know your lecturers, get to know your other students that you are living with, and seek for support. As well as getting to know the students, get to know where their groups are, like the African and Caribbean society and all those things. You can mingle around those people. I didn't, because I didn't find their use in my own life. Still don't find their use in my own life. But there's people, I know friends that it has benefited, that they were able to have friends and people that they can talk to and go out with, if you're the type that likes going clubbing and things like that. So get to know those ones. The sixth one, if this is not the sixth one, I believe, is that you should try and find your own people, because these people will help you settle in this country the more. Maybe associating in a church that is of an African church. Redeem is a very good place that many students start with, or Christ Embassy. If you're Roman Catholic, obviously come to Roman Catholic Church. In each city almost, there is always a Nigerian chaplaincy. You have one in Birmingham, Nigerian chaplaincy in the West Midlands or in Birmingham, and then you've got one in Manchester. You've got many, I think 1 or 2 in London, and then there's the Igbo one as well. So please find those people, and then try and find cultural and traditional stuff, because this is where you find, if you find people in the church, you find the things that are done culturally in your own area. Like, sorry, in every city in the UK, you have like Iwaji in this place, or now they call it Igbo Day. I don't even know, they keep changing the name. But it's simply a cultural gathering. You know what Iwaji looks like, and that's what Iwaji is, and that's what they do. You get to mingle with people, you get to volunteer and contribute, and you can actually seek to work for them on a voluntary basis, because most of the time they don't pay. So, or offer skills that you have, possibly DJing and all those things that you may seek for payment, or dance and things like that. So totally do those things, because why I'm telling you to do those things is because when it comes to settling in this country, it's important that you get to know people, and it's also good that you use it as an experience to get to know how the people of the country behave, and how your people from your country coming into another person's country behave, because you find that the behavior is a bit different somehow. So that is my advice. Okay, then once you've settled and found these places and things that you need to do, one of the main mistakes that many international students do that I find out is that they go straight into work, which is a great way to get to know people as well. But if you don't take your time to develop this other relationship and look after your health and register with GPs and things like that, those things will eat you up, because you can go to work and come back and be so isolated. So this is why I'm leaving this one, the 7th advice, okay, which is then find work. A good way that many people in this country finds work, many international students, mostly Nigerians as well, find work is first of all through agencies. Use any experience that you've had in your life and apply for a job in those relations. If you were a waitress when you were back in Nigeria, apply for a waitressing job. Just cleaner, anything, my dear, apply for work that will be part-time based that you can do. There are some that are advertised in your school. Seek them out. Even your school have cleaning company. Ask them to see if they have a job going. They even have marketing places, people that they work in relationship with. Ask them if anything. One of the reasons why I even ask you to register with the student union is because you can actually start working there voluntary, and then you can move to getting paid role, because there are some people that are actually paid in those roles, and then take their experience out there. So start with voluntary. Find people that you can mentor. Find work. If you haven't got a voluntary work, seek for voluntary experiences. Once you are in your second year, this is my advice. Once you've progressed the first year, because the first year you're just getting to know people, you're just going to get into settle. But once you get to your second year, that's when you start seeking for voluntary work or work experience in the area of field of study that you're doing, and try and find ones that you can put in the terms of internship, but find ones that will allow you to do your work and give you responsibilities, because some volunteering places, they just leave you there and not give you responsibilities. So find voluntary organizations that relates to your things, charity organizations that you can work for free to gain experience before even finding proper work. Because this is what happens, is that if you don't find these people, when you graduate, you start looking for a job, then they'll start seeking for experience. Where is your experience? So please, if you can do that, that would be very helpful in the field that you want to work in. Even if you have to volunteer for a whole year for free, that is an experience. Then if you start about the 3rd year, you want to start applying for job, this makes sense, because then you can start putting the experience that you've done whilst you're doing. Not if you want to become if you studied human relation and then they ask you what job you did, you say cleaner. Cleaner was the job you are using to hustle. But this volunteer experience should be specific to what your goal or your target job in the future should be. Does that make sense? Anyways, this is my advice as an international student coming in. Please try and do those things. Don't fall into the trap of throwing yourself straight into a job, because it makes it more difficult for people to, especially a job that is not even related to what you want to study. It makes it difficult for you to then take a step back and get to know the country that you are in and not reap the benefits. Because once you develop this relationship and these things I mentioned in the 1st and 2nd advice, or to the 5th advice, you get to know what are out there that you may not even know yourself. You get to know places to go to. You can travel. Even there are students, for example, in Manchester, there were students, it's not, I don't know how to word, student group where students and international students were taken to different parts of the country. They paid for it. but they were part of a group and they could visit different places in UK. Okay, so my advice for you is to do the same thing. Go and find those places. If you like traveling, register with those people that, I don't know, for what, is it tourism or something like that? I can't remember what they are called, but I know a friend whilst I was in university who used to travel almost every other month to out to somewhere, and that she loves traveling, and that was her thing. She could, and then they go on tour visits and stuff like that. Anyways, let me not ramble on. Just develop those things so that you can reap the benefits before you start going back. Because if you're not careful, what you find yourself is go to work and come back, go to work and come back. Work is fine, but your first priority is to get to your physical health first and make sure that you know where to go to when you need help. Your students' union can even direct you to counselors and places that you can go for help. You can't undermine what you can get from student union or student rep or student help. And also try and volunteer as a student rep. I've applied for faculty representation. These are experiences that you can do. Those things that you do at home, you see those bright students do at home, do it here. It will really help you. And then if you do wish to work in this country, hold and below, have more experience. Even if you go back to your own country, you still have that experience that you can take back home. Okay, anyways, this is my advice. Alright, take care. Thanks for watching. Share this video if you like it, and if you think it's going to help someone else. And subscribe if you wish to. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.